10 things you didn't know about Eswatini, Swaziland. Hello Explorers, welcome back to another exciting video and thanks for watching. As you already know Explorers, it's always a pleasure presenting to you some interesting but less known facts about the beautiful countries on the African continent. In this video, we shall be taking you all the way to the southern part of Africa and shining the light on one of the smallest countries in this part of the continent, Eswatini. Eswatini, officially the Kingdom of Eswatini and formerly known as Swaziland until officially renamed in 2018, is a landlocked country in southern Africa. It is bordered by Mozambique to its northeast and South Africa to its north, west and south. At no more than 200 kilometers north to south and 130 kilometers east to west, Eswatini is one of the smallest countries in Africa with a total area of 17,364 square kilometers. Despite this, its climate and topography are diverse, ranging from a cool and mountainous high veld to a hot and dry low veld. The population of 1.3 million people are composed of primarily ethnic Swazis, and the language is Swazi or Siswati in native form. The Swazis established their kingdom in the mid-18th century under the leadership of Ngwane III. The country and the Swazi take their names from Swati II, the 19th century king under whose rule Swazi territory was expanded and unified. The present boundaries were drawn up in 1881 in the midst of the scramble for Africa. After the Second Boer War, the kingdom under the name of Swaziland was a British protectorate from 1903 until it gained its independence on 6 September 1968. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. The Kingdom of Eswatini has a GDP of about $4.662 billion and a GDP per capita of $4,145.97. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Eswatini. Number 1. Eswatini's Mount Makonjwa is the oldest mountain range in the world. And as mentioned earlier, tourism is the main source of revenue for the country, with many beautiful types of scenery the country has to offer other than wildlife. Eswatini has stunning mountain scenery with rivers, waterfalls and gorges. Some noteworthy places include the village of Mlambeatsi, Rivangwepsi, Sisebe Rock, Lubombo Mountain and Mount Makonjwa mountain ranges. The Makonjwa or Barberton Green Mountains range, found between South Africa and Eswatini, are the oldest mountains in the world according to the Guinness World Records, estimated to be over 3.6 billion years old. It was here that gold was first discovered in 1875, and these mountains have a maximum altitude of around 1,800 meters above sea level. Number 2. King Mswati's wives. Eswatini's kings are polygamous, and Mswati III has 15 wives, and his father, Sobhuza II, whom we mentioned earlier in this video as the longest reigning monarch in history, had 70. That makes for a huge number of princes and princesses. You can generally spot a member of the royal family in a crowd because they are entitled to wear red feathers in their hair. The current king has 15 wives and 23 children. A king's first 2 wives are chosen for him by the national councillors. According to tradition, he can marry his fiancées after they have fallen pregnant, proving they can bear heirs. Until then, they are termed as lifovela or brides. Number 3. The Umhlanga or reed ceremony is a Swazi known dance. Umhlanga or reed dance ceremony is an annual Swazi and Zulu event. In Eswatini, tens of thousands of unmarried and childless Swazi girls and women travel from various chiefdoms to the Lutzinzi royal village to participate in the 8-day event. The Umhlanga cultural tradition in Eswatini celebrates chastity and virginity. On the final day of the event, the young women parade bare-chested at the royal village. The king, by tradition, is allowed to choose one of the women as a wife. However, the festival in recent years has been more about preserving cultural heritage. Also, the festival faces heavy criticism from activists who are concerned about why girls are made to attend the festival as early as 11 years of age. Number 4. Highest prevalence of HIV/AIDS. The Swazi population faces major health issues. HIV/AIDS and to a lesser extent tuberculosis is widespread. It is estimated that 26% of the adult population aged between 15 to 49 are HIV positive. That means over 200,000 people out of 1.3 million people are living with the virus. The risk is even higher among pregnant women who are faced with a prevalence of 39.2% and 17,000 children being exposed to HIV infections at birth annually. As of 2018, Eswatini has the 12th lowest life expectancy in the world at 58 years. The population of Eswatini is young, with a median age of 20.5 years and people aged 14 years or younger, constituting 37.5% of the country's total population. Number 5. The longest reigning monarch in the world was a Swazi king. Tsar II, also known as Nkosi Mona, from July 1899 to 21st August 1982, was paramount chief and king of Swaziland for 82 years and 254 days, the longest verifiable reign of any monarch in recorded history. Sobhuza was born on 22nd July 1899 at Zombodze Royal Palace, the son of Inkosikati Lomawa Ndwandwe and King Ngwane V. He owes his auspicious historical footnote to the unfortunate demise of his father, King Ngwane V, aged 23, while dancing in Kuala. Sobhuza was chosen king soon after that, and his grandmother Labotsibeni and his uncle Prince Malunge led the Swazi nation until his maturity in 1921. Sobhuza led Swaziland through independence until his death in 1982. During his long reign, it is estimated that he had about 210 children, of which 180 survived infancy, from at least 70 wives. By the time of his death in 1982, he had more than 1,000 grandchildren. He was succeeded by Mswati III, his young son, with Inkosikati Ndfobi Tufala being crowned in 1986. Number 6. Animal poachers can be killed under Swazi law. One big problem that many countries face is poachers killing some of the animal species to extinction, but that is not a problem faced in Eswatini. Under the Swazi law, game rangers can shoot and kill poachers caught in the act. They won't be convicted in a court of law if you try to put up a fight. Given that most of the country's GDP is made from tourism, it makes this law quite a pertinent way to protect the few game found in the country. And poachers are considered to be a hindrance to the growth in population of the already few animals in Eswatini. If giving soldiers fifth freedom will help them keep the poaching menace under control and make the country flourish, then it might be worth the fight by Swazi law. Number 7. The country's wildlife is small but rich. The country is not large enough to offer lots of big game experiences, but it has some 17 protected areas that are home to a very wide range of species, including the sought-after Big Five. Eswatini is also the perfect place to get to trips with many smaller creatures often overlooked on safari elsewhere. And it is a birdwatcher's paradise. Some 132 species of mammals, 500 species of birds, and 111 species of reptiles and amphibians have been recorded in Eswatini. Furthermore, Eswatini borders the Kruger National Park, and many of the park's animals can be seen in its wildlife reserves. Each of the Big Five, that is, elephants, rhinoceros, leopards, buffaloes, and lions, are present, but it's the park's concentration of rhinos that is most exciting. At the Mkaya Game Reserve, you can probably encounter a couple before even getting through the park's main gates. The white rhinos are calm enough to be approached on foot, which is a thrilling highlight of a safari with Africa exclusive. Number 8. The name change from Swaziland to Eswatini. It wasn't always called Eswatini, but it was known as Swaziland. Swaziland is the country's colonial name, which it kept for the first 50 years of independence. However, in April 2018, King Mswati III decided to resurrect the country's Swazi name, Eswatini, and announced to cheering crowds that the country would be renamed the Kingdom of Eswatini. The year 2018 marked 50 years of independence for the Kingdom of Eswatini, as well as the 50th birthday of its ruler, King Mswati III. In celebration of this Southern African country's 50th year of independence and the King's 50th birthday, they called the double Golden Jubilee celebrations 50-50. King Mswati III announced the name change to the Kingdom of Eswatini to mark 50 years since independence from British rule during this celebration. The name Eswatini means place of the Swazi. Number 9. Eswatini is the last absolute monarchy in Africa. Eswatini is Africa's last absolute monarchy and one of the few remaining in the world. This form of government gives the king supreme authority, unimpeded by written laws, legislature, or customs. This simply implies The king can do whatever he wants and the public has no right to complain about it. For starters, political parties are banned from taking part in elections, which render their existence pointless, and only candidates approved by chiefs loyal to the king can stand for office. Since it is the last absolute monarchy in Africa, it is the reason why Eswathini's king was able to change the country's name without consulting parliament due to his status as an absolute monarchy. Though he generally rules with consensus, he is still one of the two most powerful people in the country, known as the Lion, while his mother, Queen Mother Ntufom, is the second and known as the Great She-Elephant. Because mother and son are equal in power, they can theoretically keep each other in check. Number 10. Everything can be expressed through dance. Dance is key to the Swazi's cultural identity, and every single member of the community is expected to participate during cultural celebrations. Every year, 10,000 young women perform for the Queen Mother at the Umhlanga for the Reed Dance Festival, while the men get their turn before the king at the Inkwala, which takes place during the summer solstice. These dances were the most important part of the 50 to 50 celebrations in Swazi, which we will discuss later in this video. They also host one of the best festivals in the world called MTN Bushfire Fest, which is held every year to celebrate everything arts. The lineup of Swazi and international acts include DJs, live acts, filmmakers, and even poets. There are also dozens of craft stores, a global food village, and an extensive campsite, which are only tips of the extensive show. There you have it, explorers. Those were 10 things you didn't know about Eswatini. Thanks for watching this video. If you want us to cover any of the top 10 topics, leave your suggestions in the comments and we will do well to grant your request. Also, if you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.